Right then, this is a walk around video for a really lovely and very, very clean Honda CR-V. This is a 2-litre SE automatic, 2013 registered car, but it's only covered 39,800 miles. And it is in absolutely fantastic condition. Going around the car, lights and lenses clear, intact, there's no cracks or condensation in them. Bumper really clean, bonnet, can't see a mark on it at all. I apologise, the car just started up, don't want it to interfere. Bonnet, I can't see a mark on it at all. Near side of the car, passenger side, like looking down the mirror, absolutely immaculate. Near side front alloy, really good. Panel work, which has just been washed off, it's not even been polished, it's just got such a natural gleam to the paintwork. This side rear alloy, again, very good indeed. Bumper corners, and bumper itself unmarked. Tailgate likewise. Off side of the car, driver's side, again absolutely mirror smooth. It has had one of these sort of paint treatments done when it was new. It really has paid off because it's got such a rich look about the paintwork, so it's a good advert for getting that done at some point if you ever do. And then offside front there, lovely, but got to be one of the very best on the marketplace anywhere. Coming to the back of the car, absolutely cavernous boots on the CR-Vs. They are family cars, so they can be very heavily used in the back. This one's been used very gently indeed. It's coming into the back. My camera, for no apparent reason, makes the centre seats look a little bit pinky. They're not, they are black, sort of charcoal black, and they are absolutely immaculate back here as well. It's like kids have been banished from the back, it's that clean. Coming to the front and the passenger side, again lovely and clean. Full set of original Honda mats, and passenger seat again being given minimal use. Finally come to the driver's side, door card again unmarked. Centre footwell areas and driver's seat. I know it's low mileage, but it is 12 years old and that looks like new. So inside the car now, engine's running, so the dash is illuminated. And again, it looks like it should come straight off the production line. Everything working exactly as it should. Up here, in that little pod there, you've got a clock and information display screen as well. I'll pop the car into reverse, got that lovely clear rear parking camera as well, and that complements the front and rear parking sensors. And coming on down, just been kept absolutely superbly. It's also had a rather nutty looking, looks like a these road camera things, I don't know what they're called now, which you can record, built into a modified rear view mirror. Very, very nice indeed. No idea how it works, but it's on the car. 39,893 miles. No warning lights at all on the car. This is very, very special, this particular vehicle. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and walnut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre SE automatic. Car's registered MW13MYB, and with a mileage of just 39,893 recorded. The reason for all of our videos, and as I say in each and every one, especially this bit, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're advertising, they get to see that very car in operation. The reason we've always felt it important is because, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which looked absolutely fine in a photograph or a description, but only to get there and find out, having travelled a long way, it's got an obvious fault that you would have much rather known about before setting off, and that can be really annoying. It's also done on these very quiet country roads in this absolutely beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a drive in the car. So coming to the car, it's clearly been a very, very well looked after vehicle. As soon as you drive the car, it feels it straight away. Twist the key, engine starts instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the car or any other part of the vehicle, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car. Honda, the world's best engine builder and the real world of owning cars. It's got all the trademark qualities You know, they are incredibly tough and reliable with just good regular maintenance. They're also cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to have to worry about in them either. But almost more than that, as I always say, it's just actually how they drive. And the engine has that lovely sweet edge to it. So when you do put your foot down, you're greeted with a sort of a muted induction noise coming from the engine. Not a harsh, thrashy, coarse sounding thing. You know it's engineered well, and it is. It's an absolute jewel of an engine. It's also very tractable. You know, it's got a very wide power band. You can tootle along at low revs and it'll pick up, or you can just keep your foot down and accelerate past something if needs be, using all the revs available. Engine then feeds into the auto gearbox, classic Honda gearbox, lovely, smooth, slick gear shifts. Obviously they've selected the ratios to get the best out of the car, both in terms of the economy and the performance of the car. Obviously the compromise between the two. And the gearbox, like the engines, have a reputation for being very, very tough and reliable. Notwithstanding that, as I say in every video with an automatic, no matter who makes it, just make sure if you test drive one that the gear changes on the move are smooth, and this is perfect in that respect. But almost more importantly, when you select it into drive or reverse from stationary and neutral, that it shouldn't engage with a great clunk or thud. And again, in every respect, this is absolutely perfect. Coming onto the steering and chassis, it's, you know, one of the great strengths of the CR-V, always has been. Steering's really nice on the car. It's a very car-like car to drive. The steering's part of it. It's really nicely weighted. It's positive. It's accurate, and it's actually reasonably quick as well. It also, it's hard to say at this speed, but it does. It tracks absolutely dead straight, and there's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed actually up to the legal limit. You know, I say in the videos of the CR-Vs, you know, these aren't sports cars. They're not meant to be. Doesn't mean they're dull to drive, by the way. They're actually really nice to drive. But I've always maintained, because if you read a lot of road reports on not just the CR-Vs but other cars in their class, they're a bit dull, a bit boring. Well, guess what? They're not meant to be, as I said, a hard-edged sports car. But where the genius in the chassis, in my opinion, is, which is very often overlooked, is the fact that what it allows, which you want from this car first and foremost, is it to be comfortable. I'm just wondering if this chap is going to actually go past him. It's quite a long straight there. Oh, okay, he's sat there for half the straight. Yeah, it's the genius is allowing for a very comfortable ride, and it is beautifully resolved. You know, so for what you want it for, it's fantastic. But what is actually quite surprising is just how capable it is through a corner. So when you do go through the corners like this one here, carry a bit more speed, turn in, it just flows through, very little body motion, and that's the genius of it. And again, completely missed by most of the motoring press. Worth pointing out, absolutely no clonks, rattles, anything from underneath the car. Brakes on the car are excellent, really powerful brake pedal on the car. There's no pulsing or vibration either coming back through the brake pedal, which is what you don't want to be getting. Coming inside, you know, I know it's low mileage, but I could be pretty much any CR-V even with higher mileages. No squeaks, no rattles. They are beautifully put together cars. And again, coming back to the motoring press, they always do the same thing when they test new cars or do group tests. They always laud, generally, the German manufacturers for build quality. And it's not to say they're badly built. I'm not trying to inflame people in that way. But build quality isn't necessarily all about having lots of squidgy plastics and big thunky sounding doors. It's very nice and it sounds impressive, but it's actually really rather easy to do. You know, you just put a clever hinge on the door, a few little rubber dampers around it, and it sounds fantastic. You know, these weigh more than a Volkswagen door. You know, I know that. But the reality is build quality is about how it feels in 5, 10, 15, 20 years time. And that's where the Japanese, actually in general, but in particular Honda and Lexus maybe, are fantastic. This is beautifully put together. You haven't got the creaks that come into those other manufacturers. All the paint on the switches has stayed here, where it rubs off very easily on those. But what Honda are very clever at is they know this is a family car, so it's going to take a bit of abuse. but also it's going to need cleaning. So they make it easy to look after, they make it durable, they make it tough, and they select the materials for that, and it is brilliantly designed. It's also, by the way, when you get in, the thing you notice is the visibility is fantastic in the car. 360 visibility is brilliant. You've got these huge wing mirrors either side which help you with lane changing or reversing. Also very low dash line, so I can actually see the bonnet of the car, which rarely you can on lots of cars. So you don't feel intimidated in any way driving the vehicle. Also helped by a dashboard that's incredibly easy to operate and understand. It's actually rather well equipped, but it's a car that within a day or so of driving, you've absolutely mastered it. Big, simple, easy to use radio, equally easy to use climate control system underneath it, which is dual zone, so you can have different temperatures on either side if you really want to. And that pumps out lovely cold air, because we tried it in a nice warm workshop earlier on. If you press any button like that or twist anything, as with all Hondas, you're greeted with a really high quality feel. And it's not just an impression, it is real. It's these switches are designed to last hundreds of thousands of miles and still feel good, and they do. Then you've got your dash binnacle in front, simple white on black graphics, easy on the eye, great to get information in, minimalist by modern standards, and all the better for it. And then you've got this lovely leather bound steering wheel to finish it off. The car is in beautiful condition inside and out. It feels like it's just one of those cars being cherished, This is a four-wheel drive version of the CR-V. You don't have to press any buttons to do it. Honda worked out when they launched the car years and years and years ago that most people would be driving as I am right now, where I don't need four-wheel drive on. So it's just a waste of energy having it running along. So basically the car as it is right now is running in two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, pretty much the whole time. Should it need to go into four-wheel drive, if you to pull away on a bit of mud or ice or snow, more quickly than you could ever react via the traction control system, it seamlessly brings in the rear wheels to give you the rear four-wheel drive, and disengages it when it's no longer required, and very quickly indeed. And it's a brilliant system. The advantages of it are fairly obvious. You're going to use less fuel, you get through your tyres less quickly, and it puts far, far, far less mechanical stress to the vehicle. Point of the video, again, as I said, was just a point to pick up on any issues, of which there's nothing at all. It's a horrible cliche in the used car trade to say a car drives like new, but here's a cliche for you: it drives like new.